Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Quisha, and on this channel I do makeup and mukbangs, and right now it's a mukbang. Y'all, on deck I got tacos. We have steak and pork tacos. The shells are spicy cheddar and regular cheddar. I don't know, when I was cooking the spicy cheddar I smelled it and I'm a little nervous, so yeah, so let me tell you real quick what I have on these tacos, and then we're gonna get right into it. In the tacos, like I said, we have either beef, we either have steak or shredded pork. There is lettuce, cheese, hot salsa, what else, avocado, and I think that's it. Yeah, the meat, the cheese, the salsa, the lettuce, and the avocado. So without further ado, let's get into this. I think I'm just gonna start off with a cheese because let's just take it like real easy and slow, you know. Let's move this avocado. I like it to be in the middle and like spread out. Yeah. So this one is pork. So how y'all doing? Y'all alright? Warning, this might be a messy mukbang. Did I say I had sour cream? I got sour cream on here too. Oh, actually, y'all know what? I think I forgot the sour cream. Hold on, I need sour cream. Hold on. Y'all, I had to get sour cream. It's good, but you know, we all love that sour cream bite. So let me add some sour cream on these tacos. I think I'm just gonna add it as I go along to save time. Yes, sour cream. I mean, the hell, I don't know how I forgot it. Oh well. Okay, y'all, so in my last mukbang I was running my mouth too much and I only got to cover 2 chapters of the book. So today we're gonna cover 5, I promise. Let me take another bite. With the sour cream though. The pork is very good. I don't eat a ton of pork, but Mike had made some pork the other night and he had so much of it. He was like, why don't you just throw it in the tacos? Because they were just all going to be steak. I was like, okay, cool. Alright, y'all. Let's get right into the book. So, we're starting off at chapter 41. Chapter 41 starts with Erica. She's at her psychologist's office. Y'all need to like some homemade tacos. So I guess she called like an emergency visit to see her psychologist. And of course, in typical Erica fashion, she is judging the psychologist. You know, she judges everything before, like, she's like looking at the psychologist. Now her psychologist's name is like Marilyn. And in her head she's like, oh, she doesn't look like a Marilyn. She looks more like a Pat. This lady named Pat used to work with me. She had a round, rosy face, just like the psychologist. So I think I'm just gonna call her like not Pat in her head. So like the psychologist was like, yeah, we had I had a lot of cancellations. You know, people don't really want to drive out in this weather. It's like heavy rainfall. Erica's like skipping the small talk because she said, I'm not paying to talk about the weather with you. So she like got right into her story, right into like, you know, what's going on with her. And she was like, so everywhere I go, every party I go to, or every place I'm invited to, I bring this jar of chocolate covered almonds. Now, a couple of mukbangs back, when Erica first came to the barbecue, she presented Tiffany and Viv with a jar of chocolate covered almonds, and Tiffany was like, "Oh, thank you." Like, ooh, hold on, my bad. Tiffany was like, "Oh, thank you. Like, my grandfather used to love these." And at first, Erica didn't believe her, but that's neither here nor there. So she's like, "Yeah, I used to bring me. I like to go everywhere I go. I used to bring this. I like to bring this jar of chocolate covered almonds." And the psychologist like, "Okay." And then she's kind of like rambling a little bit, and then she was like, "It's something that I saw Clementine's mom do as a kid." Now Clementine is her best friend, and she's like, "So I just thought it was just something that it was nice to do, so it's something that I do now." And the psychologist was like, "Oh, is she like a role model to you?" She's like, "I guess you could say that," but she was like, "But it's not really a good idea for me to keep bringing a jar of almonds everywhere." And she was like, "Why?" And she was like, because everybody has like allergies, nut allergies." And she was like, "One time me and Clementine were going to a party, and Clementine looked at me and was like, 'Oh, like, you can tell you don't have kids because you bringing stuff with nuts around.'" And the psychologist was like, "Oh, does that offend you? Did that offend you?" So, y'all, this is the spicy one, the shell. Spicy cheddar with steak inside. It's a good amount of spice, not too spicy. Very good. You can definitely taste the spice on it though. And she was like, "Not really. You would think it would, because that very same day, I just found out we failed another round of IVF. Her husband had been trying for a baby, and it's just like not happening." So, and she's like, "But Clementine wouldn't know that, so I can't really be mad at her." And the psychologist was like, "Oh, so you were trying to have a baby, or you are still trying to have a baby?" So it's like, she'd been seeing this psychologist for probably years, and she never even brought up to her that she wanted to have a baby, or she was trying. Same thing she did with Clementine. When she asked Clementine to donate her eggs, she just sprung it on her, and Clementine was like, "What do you mean? Like, you don't even like kids? What do you mean?" Like, it's like she's not telling anybody what's really going on with her, even her psychologist. And so she's trying to like confuse the psychologist. She's trying to like, how sometimes people like will make a big deal about something else, and then they try to like throw in the actual problem. That is exactly what she's doing. Even when she was rambling, she was like, "I feel like I'm rambling. I feel like this is a trait of my mother, like a hoarder," because that's what hoarders do. They try to like ramble on to try to distract you from the fact of what's really going on around you. And her therapist like, "I think you're just going around in circles." So she starts going around in circles again. She's like, "Oh, well, 8 weeks ago we went to this barbecue, and just yesterday my husband found our neighbor dead, the guy across the street dead." Just trying to like, and the psychologist like, "Huh? Yeah, what's going on?" Like, you are throwing too much at me right now. So she's already talking about the neighbor. She's like, "Everybody feels bad because we didn't find him for such a long time, like weeks." She's like, "But I don't feel bad." And she was like, the psychologist like, "Why don't you feel bad?" She's like, "Because I don't want to feel bad." Y'all, Erica is a robot. She's like, "I don't have time to feel bad. I don't have space in my head to feel bad." She was like, "Anyway, oh, my little taco falling apart. Baby, hold on." Oh my god. Y'all, the drama. That was good. I was nervous that was going to be too spicy because of the way it smelled. It's actually really good. So, yeah, she was like, so anyway, 8 weeks ago, like at a barbecue, before a barbecue, I asked Clementine to donate her eggs. And she was like, the therapist was like, so how did she react, your friend Clementine? And she was like, well, something happened at a barbecue. And she's like, what happened at a barbecue? She's all over the place. And she was like, well, I took one of the anxiety pills that you gave me. And I know you only told me to start off with half or maybe even a quarter, but I was so anxious and nervous about, you know, asking her to donate her eggs that I took the whole thing. And then on top of that, I ended up drinking. And, you know, she was like, I feel like I might have like blacked out. And the psychologist was like, you probably didn't black out, you probably had a brownout. Like alcohol has a way of like not being able to transfer your short-term memory to your long-term memory. So maybe you just need to re-jog your memory. You probably need to like, maybe it's like a certain scent or a smell or something you ate or something somebody said to you. You should probably like go back to like the scene of the crime. The scene of the crime. Like Erica did not think that was funny. So she was like, oh yeah, maybe that's true. Maybe I should do that. And then she like circled back around to the nuts. She was like, yeah, her mom would always bring nuts everywhere we went. She's like, I remember they would invite me everywhere. And I just recall her dad driving and her mom sitting in the front seat, the passenger side, with the little jar of nuts in her lap. And I would look over at Clementine and I would pretend like we were sisters. She would pretend like they were sisters, and the parents, Clementine's parents, were her parents too, because, you know, she never really had like a solid foundation, you know, a solid household. And then she was like, sometimes I would look at Clementine and I would wonder what she was thinking, like try to put myself in her shoes. Like, I wonder how she felt about me. Girl, we know how Clementine felt about her. So that's the end of that chapter. Chapter 42 starts off, it's back to the day of the barbecue. We're gonna jump back and forth. And the last time we came to the last time we were at the day of the barbecue, Erica was drunk and said something slight to Clementine like, like, oh, you didn't really have a choice to be my friend, did you? And Clementine like, so now we're here. And Clementine was like, like, I think we're friends, right? And Erica did this like, like, man, are we? And Tiffany is just sitting there like uncomfortable. Like, she's like, okay. She's trying to like move wine bottles around, you know, make herself busy. Trying to avoid the drama. This is a pork one, y'all. Like, Clementine felt like that conversation was like inappropriate to be having, like, first of all in front of people, and also they have such an intimate and weird friendship. Like, it's like, why are you talking about this? Like, she said it felt even more intimate. It felt even more intimate than Tiffany talking about being a stripper. She admitted that a few chapters back. She used to strip. So Erica like stands up. She like swaying because she's on the drink. She's on the drink. And she's like, where's the bathroom? I need to go to the bathroom. And Tiffany's like, oh, it's like one right there at the cabana, because they're outside. They have like a fancy backyard. And Erica's like, oh. And she's like walked inside the house. And they were like, okay. You know, Clementine looks at Tiffany. She's like, oh, I think she's a little bit tipsy. And then, you know, she thought back to all the times where, because, you know, Erica doesn't drink that much. She's very anal. She's very like, so to see her drunk is like, whoa. Like, Clementine even remembers like, when they were younger, Erica was always the one taking care of her, and now she's like, it feels weird to be taking care of Erica. So yeah, she's like, I think she's just like a little bit tipsy. So now that she was like alone with Tiffany, she's like looking at her, and now remember, Tiffany's super sexy, used to be a stripper. She said everything Tiffany did was so sexy. She was just like, look at her. She leaned into her and she was like, can I ask you a question? And Tiffany was like, yeah, sure, what's up? And she was like, so, you know, like, the gentlemen that frequented your club where you worked were, a lot of them were married, right? And Tiffany was like, I mean, we didn't really like ask them at the door, but probably. Clementine was like, Do you think that's like cheating a little bit? Like kind of like cheating on their wife that are at home? Tiffany was like, no, not really, because I bet you those wives that are at home, they're sitting there reading 50 Shades of Grey or watching like some TV show fantasizing about some man on TV or in the book that they're reading. And Clementine was like, yeah, that's fictional. And Tiffany was like, well, so was I. Like, I was fictional. And she was like, yeah, but, you know, like, you were a real person. So they were just chit-chatting, and all of a sudden, like, these, like, twinkly lights came on. And I recall a couple of chapters back, they keep talking about the twinkly lights. They remember Clementine looking happy in the twinkly lights and something about these twinkly lights. So the twinkly lights have finally come on. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, so beautiful. Like, the little kids are dancing around. They're, like, super excited. Sam and Vid come back outside with trays of food. He was supposed to be going to get dessert for everybody. So they finally came out with all the desserts. Everybody's just, like, feeling good. And Sam was like, oh, maybe Vid can do this for our little raggedy backyard. You know, make our backyard look all cute and stuff. They see how much their daughters are enjoying it, so, you know, cute. So then Oliver, who is Erica's husband, he asked, where's the bathroom? And she pointed to the cabana bathroom again. He went to the cabana bathroom. So now it's just Vid and Tiffany, Clementine and Sam. Now we already know that they have some sort of energy. Sam got a little crush on Tiffany. Clementine got a little crush on Vid. Vid starts saying like, oh, you know, to eat this dessert, you gotta listen to a certain kind of music. So he plays this beautiful classical music. And he's like, Clementine, do you know who Yo-Yo Ma is? She's a cellist, so of course she knows who Yo-Yo Ma is. Like, she's like being nice. She's like, yeah, I know who Yo-Yo Ma is. So he starts playing the song, and Clementine just remembers feeling like engulfed by the music and just so happy and eating it along with the food. It's like a whole situation. So, ciao. Ciao, ciao, ciao. Y'all, I was supposed to give what I don't finish to Mike, but I feel like I might eat all these. They're so good. My bad, boo. I made him extras. There's extra. He was just gonna eat whatever I didn't eat. He like my little garbage disposal. But I made him extra ones, y'all. Chill on me. So Clementine is just like enjoying the time that she's spending with Vid and Tiffany. She's like, they are so nice. Like, they would be a really good buffer between Erica and Oliver, who are so uptight. Like, we could just be a cute little, you know, cute little group, and everybody, we would have like our sexy little flirtations. Like, she felt like a teenager. So she was loving it. So like, Vid is like mouth feeding her dessert. She's like pretending like, oh, like fainting and grabbing his arm, and everybody's being extra flirty, okay? Erica and Oliver are gone, so they don't got no judgment. They just free to be. So then Clementine leans in, because, you know, kids are around and stuff. So she, like, leans in to Tiffany, like, oh, can I ask you a question? Tiffany's like, what's up? And she was like, have you ever, like, given a lap dance? And Tiffany was like, of course. She was like, why, you want one? Bitch, and that's the end of that chapter. I'm telling y'all, they get freaky. I'm telling y'all. I knew, I said they was gonna be bebopping, crisscrossing. I see it. So yeah, that chapter ends off with Tiffany offering Clementine a lap dance, chat. Y'all, they doing too much. Parents on a night out. Child, you gotta tell me. So chapter 43 is back to present day. A couple of mukbangs ago, I mentioned that Clementine and Sam, they brought their daughter, I think it was Holly, home from school because She's faking being sick ever since the day of the barbecue. She's acting weird. So they're trying to still find this shirt of hers. And it's very tense. It's very chaotic. Sam is very upset. He's like not trying to do any of this. He's like yanking drawers out and dumping clothes on the bed and like, look at all this. Like, this is too much. We don't even need all this stuff. And he had got a hold of one drawer and he like couldn't open it. And she was like, stop. Like, you're gonna like break something. And he yanked it and just like stuff just flew everywhere. I don't know if they gonna make it. Which is so funny because at the barbecue they seemed like they, well, maybe because of what they did at the barbecue, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, and Clementine was like looking at the pile of clothes and like reminded her of Erica's mom. She was like, oh, this is like how hoarding starts. Like, she was like freaking out about it. That's a little side note. And so, you know, he's frustrated and then he finally like yells out of nowhere. He was like, he was like, you know what I was doing right before it happened? He's like, I was trying to open that damn jar of nuts. That jar of chocolate covered almonds. In her head, she was like, why is he bringing up the almonds? Like, I already knew the thing about the almonds. And he was like, I was just really trying to get it open. Like, I was sweating. I was working my ass out trying to get those almonds open. I was trying to hurry up and get them open before Vid took it with his meaty hands and opened it with one swipe. You couldn't take your eyes off him. And she was like, bitch, what? She was like, don't even put this on me. That had nothing to do with me. You were just trying to impress Tiffany. She was like, don't pretend you were trying to do that for me. And then he like got up in her face like he was about to hit her. In her head, she was like, please hit me. I want you to hit me because if you hit me, it'll mean something. See, I'm not, you know what, I'm not even gonna go there. But she was like, it'll start something, it'll end something, it'll be something, like some sort of emotion out of him. Because like I said before, he's just been like very nonchalant about everything. Very withdrawn from the marriage. So I guess she figures if he hits her, it'll be some sort of emotion. Girl, ain't nobody trying to get beat up. But then he backed away. He ended up backing away. And then she yelled something like, it was all of us. We were all doing it. It was all four of us. And that's the end of that chapter. What were they doing? Y'all, I'm telling you. They was all creeping and sneaking. Well, is it really creeping if it's out in the open? I don't know. So chapter 44 is back to the day of the barbecue, right after Tiffany asked, oh, you want to dance? Clementine was like, no, I don't want to dance. Now she all shy and stuff. She was like, no, I don't want no dance. Sam was like, yes, you do. And in her head, like, Tiffany was like, she wasn't really going to give no dance. Like, because first of all, the kids were like somewhere around and she was like just playing around, like just joking around with them. But at the same time, y'all, these tacos are so good. Sam flirting with her. He was like, oh, do we get a discount? She was like, no, it's on the house. Boo! Clementine was like, she can't dance to this because remember they're playing the classical music. And she was like, I can try. And Ben like looked at her husband, he was like, I'm going to do it, baby. Like, show these little lames how we do. Show these little lames how we get down. So Sam done like pushed her down in the chair, like, you know, not push, but you know, like, go on and sit down. Motion her to sit down and get into the chair to get a lap dance or whatever. And she's like covering her eyes like, no, but she's like peeking, ugh, I don't like it. And in her head, Tiffany was like, she's looking at them, you know, she used to be a stripper. Like, strippers are very intuitive. she like took one look at them and she was like, they're bored. Like, they're parents of 2 young girls. They probably don't have a lot of sex. They probably just need like a little spice. They look at each other like they still want each other. They just need a little, they just need a little shine. She's like, I can be their little soft porn. Just a little fun to help them like do what they gotta do. So she starts kind of dancing and she's like, she kind of moving to the beat. I'm trying to be like not so serious, but she's like, in real life, like, I'm a professional. This is what I do. I used to be the best in the business, so I'm gonna give her a cute little show, but I'm not gonna put too much on her. I'm just gonna give a little tease, give a little taste. And so they start dancing or whatever, or she kind of starts, I'm assuming she starts dancing, and then out of nowhere they hear this scream like, Clementine. Let me tell you something, and that's the end of that chapter. I know who that scream was. Oh, before that, Clementine said like she could look at Sam the way he was, because Sam, when Sam put Clementine down in the chair, he was sitting behind her and he was looking at Tiffany. Of course, I'm telling y'all. So she said she looked right at him. She said, I can tell what kind of customer he would be. He would tip very well, you know, not take it too seriously. He just, you know, he just want to see his wife get a dance. He, you know, he a little innocent, but I don't think he's so innocent. Oh, I forgot to mention. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it before. Yeah, Sam was trying to, when they were doing when Vid had first started playing the music and feeding Clementine the dessert, that's when Sam originally said, oh, does anybody want me to open these almonds? And Tiffany was like, yeah, open these almonds. This is an important part. I forgot, y'all, I'm sorry. Like when they had first started playing the music and he wanted everybody to try the dessert and the lights came on, and so he gave he was like, oh, do anybody want me to open these almonds? Sam. And Tiffany was like, yeah. So Sam was having a hard time trying to open the almonds. Everybody seems to be having a hard time opening these almonds. So he was having a hard time and Tiffany was like, come on, Muscles, you can do it. And I remember early on in the book, he said if she never would have called me Muscles, none of this ever would have happened. So that's when she called him Muscles. I feel like that's important. Y'all, it's a lot going on, okay? They keep bouncing back and forth and they are confusing me, but there you go, okay? So that's that. So finally chapter 45. These are so good. I would have been so mad if I forgot the sour cream, y'all. I think I got one more taco in me. I got one more. Alright. So chapter 45 is back to present day, and it's with Oliver, Erica's husband. He's getting a visit from the police because Oliver and Tiffany found their neighbor Harry, the old crotchety old man across the street. The two of them found him dead at the bottom of his stairs. So the police were just following up just to, you know, confirm everything. Trying to figure out if Oliver knew if Harry had any next of kin. He was like, I really don't know. We only really talked about like general stuff like the weather. He really wasn't too open with me about anything like about his personal life like that. So the police officer were like, oh, and so you're definitely sure of the last time you saw him? And Oliver was like, yeah, it was the day before the barbecue, so he remembers Harry like yelling in the street or something. He didn't mention to the police officer that Vid was complaining that he thinks Harry might have kicked his dog. So I think either Vid or Dakota did something to Harry, because now I'm starting to rope Vid into it because he's so angry when it comes to Harry, and I feel like Dakota maybe tried to protect her dad and maybe she killed him and they're trying to protect her. That's my guess. I know my guesses change every mukbang, but that's the new one. And so Oliver was like, he didn't mention that to a police officer about the Vid thing because he was like, he didn't really think it was very relevant. And the police officer, she was like, so how are you so confident that that's definitely the last day you saw him? And Oliver was like, oh, because the next day there was an incident talking about what happened at the barbecue. And Oliver said he didn't have no problem telling the police officer this because there's a police report about what happened at the barbecue. And it's on file and they should already know about it. Y'all, we are inching closer and closer to what the hell is going on. Also, take a shot every time I say barbecue, cause girl. So yeah, he just, you know, the police officer was like, okay, you know, like, thank you. And then Oliver closed the door and he's like starting to make tea or whatever. And the hot water from the tea like jogged his memory. And he basically was like, 2 minutes. Everything happened in 2 minutes. In those 2 minutes, everything went left. If I would have been out, if I would have been outside, if I would have been like out and about, maybe I would have been able to save Harry, or maybe there would have been a totally different, you know, like butterfly effect, a different string of events to where maybe we would have thought to check in on Harry earlier. Maybe he wouldn't have been dead for so long, or even maybe I would have saved his life. He was basically saying, but instead he was in the bathroom in the hot water. He was like, he was in the bathroom in the cabana running hot water over his hands mindlessly. And then like the tea kettle went off. And that was the end of that chapter. So y'all, that's it. It's too much going on. It seems like whatever happened so quickly. And then Erica screamed Clementine. Something had to happen with, well, I'm guessing it's Erica that screamed Clementine when she was like about to give the lap dance or getting the lap dance. The scream was extreme. Y'all, I don't know what happened. And it was enough to file a police report within those 2 minutes. Sam said he was opening the jar of nuts. Oliver said he was in the bathroom. So you got Vid, Tiffany giving a lap dance, Clementine receiving the dance, and somebody coming out and screaming Clementine. Y'all, I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know what happened, but I cannot wait to find out. Let me wrap up, finish it with this taco. I did pretty good. I only ate 5 tacos. And I'm getting full. Scratch that. I am full. So y'all, that's the drama. What do y'all think so far? Like, it keeps changing every time I read it. It's just like, but I definitely feel like the main culprit is within Vid's family. Because while Clementine and Sam seem to be affected, it doesn't seem like they did anything. And if Vid was watching Tiffany give the lap dance, how could he have killed Harry if he didn't already kill Harry? You know what I'm saying? Harry wasn't dead yet though, because he called over and complained about the music. Or were they covering up, trying to pretend like that was Harry? Because he called Vid's phone and Tiffany answered. Like, yeah, we'll turn it down. Y'all, was he already dead? Their daughter Dakota left the party early to go upstairs and read. Yeah, I don't know how to feel or what to think. Y'all, I'm so full. These tacos were so good. Nothing like a homemade taco night. And not too spicy either. Well, y'all, I am full and that is it. Y'all, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe to my channel, share it with everybody you know, read along with me, tell me what you think so far. Like, y'all, the drama is real. Y'all, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.